Hello and welcome back to my channel. I have a fun little thrift haul to share with you today. As I'm recording this, we are in a blizzard warning. It's been spring weather. A lot of this is spring related. It's been spring weather and today we are in a blizzard warning. My screens are covered with snow here in my office. This is Iowa weather for you. This is just how it goes. We have had 55-degree weather and then today it's blizzard. So snow, winds, cold, it's just the way it goes. So, but I'm gonna bring some spring here into this video because I found a lot of fun spring things. So I'm gonna share them with you today. So the first thing I found is these little bags of, hold on a second. I should have another one in here. Maybe. These spring little picks. So you can see there are bunnies, the gingham, two different kinds of bunnies, but I love the gingham. I was actually working on a gingham project and it was not working out at all. And then I walked into the thrift store and literally found, I wish I had one to show you what I was working on. I'm not kidding. Little bunnies and eggs, a gingham project. And then I walked in and I found this. This happens to me more often than not. I say this all the time when I'm sharing my hauls. It's like something you're looking for, maybe it's a project you're working on or something, and then you'll walk into a thrift store and it'll be there. So I just thought these were, you could do so much with these. I have a couple of projects coming up that I need to do that these are gonna work perfect for. Let me just take these out. I just wanna, I haven't taken them out yet. Yeah, and for $1.99, they're just glued on here. I mean, I wouldn't have been able to make these for $1.99. So that was a good price and something I can reuse. You can use them in wreaths. You know, you can make like a floral display. You could even take these apart and make a little garland with them. There's so much you can do with them. They're just super cute. So I had to grab these. So I got all 3 bags of those. And side note is our Goodwills, well, actually one of them was getting rid of their plastic bags. So I always forget to bring in my bags. And I don't need a bag every time. Usually I'm just carrying this stuff out. But now they're like, do you want a bag? So they're back to, but it's just the bags that are like donated. So they're using them. So I've got this huge bridesmaid bag. Here's one of the bunnies I was working on. I don't know how it was in that bag or near that bag, but there we go. Okay, now, is that it in here? So I love using nests in spring decor. So this is kind of like a, I don't know, would you call this a garland? Obviously you could make it into a wreath if you wanted to. You'd have to do some finagling. But I will probably take these apart and use them in different ways. But this was $4.99. So me doing my math, and it's because thrift stores right now are expensive. We all know that. We've talked about it before. I actually have an egg that I could put in there. And so I really do, you know, like things like this, it's $1.99. This was a no-brainer. This was, I can't make them for that, right? So that's usually how my process goes. And for nests like this, they can be expensive if you're going to Target or somewhere else. So for $4.99 for 3 of them, and I get this that I can reuse or put in a vase or do something else with, it was a good price. So that's how I do. I get the question, how do you stay on budget when you're thrifting? Because prices have changed. I definitely stick to a budget or like a price range of what I'm going to buy something for because I'm not gonna overspend. It's so funny when you walk into a thrift store and you will see like it's a piece from Target or Home Goods or something. And the thrift store price is more than what the actual sticker price, like they still left the Home Goods or the Target price on there. And it's more at the thrift store. So there's definitely, you need to be watching that more and more these days, but then just kind of break it down. If you're somebody like me that's like, I can DIY that all day long. I'll walk into a Target and I'll find things and I'll say, I can DIY that for a lot less. That's how I've always shopped in a thrift store, in a whatever. But in the thrift stores, you have to say, can I make these for less than $1.99 for, I don't know how many are in here, 10 in each of these bags? Like, no. And the time it's going to take you. That's another thing. So think about the time. that it may save you, or obviously the supplies and all of that. So that's how I stay within budget or within my price range when I'm thrifting. This, I love this thing. So this was $6.99. This was actually at Salvation Army. So these, you can do so much with these, but obviously for spring, you know, like even these nests you can put in here. You can make an arrangement in here. You could put succulents in here. You could stack books in here. You could do, like, there's so many things you can do. This is kind of like a glass cloche. I've shared those many times. When I find them, I pick them up. You can just do so much with these and change them up. You could change it up for Christmas. You can change it up for fall. Like, it's something that you can leave out all year and just change what's inside, and it will totally just look different. It look like you decorated for the season. This is also great for my Luminar candles that I share with you guys all the time. This is something where you can add a candle inside, a faux candle, and not worry about it, but it's gonna look amazing with in there. You can add twinkle lights. You know, there's just so much you can do with these. So I grabbed that as well. $6.99 I thought was a good price for it. I mean, to be completely honest, it's a little bit more than I want to spend. It's not thrift store prices to me, but I'm excited for yard sales. I'm just hoping there's more yard sales again this year. They're just, since 2020, yard sales are just not the same here. So I'm hoping there are more. I grabbed this, so it did not come with a shade. And whenever I'm thrifting, I use my Google Lens app. I've shared many videos about that, so definitely look back on my page here through my videos and you'll find it. I have a few videos on how to use it, but I always look things up that I'm like, where is this from? Not even like if it's a vintage antique, like this obviously isn't, but I just want to know, where is it from? How much is it? And so that's what I did with this one. These go for a lot more. This was $8.99. I don't necessarily need a lamp, but I love the base. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do yet, because I will obviously have to find a shade if I'm gonna use it as a lamp. But you could take this off and just have this. So I have shared this before too, but I'm gonna say it again. Go through the lamp section at your thrift stores, yard sales, estate sales, wherever you are. I have upcycled so many lamp bases, or picked up lamps just for the base alone. Like, there are so many things and so many different kinds of lamp bases now that you can definitely just upcycle them, get rid of the lamp if you don't need another lamp. We don't have a lot of space in areas to set lamps and things like that. So, and this is obviously spring, summerish related. So it's not something that I think I'm gonna just bring out for that season. So I may be talking to Matt. This one might be, you know what? No, it won't be. This won't be hard at all to just take off and take that out. So, so I might take that apart. I might repurpose that, and maybe I'll share a short video. I mean, it's obviously, I'm not gonna change the look of it, but you definitely can. Like, this is something too, like maybe you don't like the crackle or this color, or maybe you saw something else that was more high end and it's a different color or something. Paint it. Look beyond what the thing actually is. This is a lamp. It doesn't have to be a lamp. And then repurpose it or upcycle it into what you really want. Okay, now, so this next thing I need your help with. So I really think this is like a treasure. I don't know a lot about these things, but as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, and it was only $4.99. So I picked it up. Well, and I looked at the back and I'm like, okay, it's an older back. It's not like a brand new, just because you just never know. For some of the, what do I want to say, like reproductions of things like this, it's like, that's the first thing I did. $4.99, I was like, oh my gosh, I love the patina. I loved the look of the old frame, but sometimes like you can walk into Home Goods and their frames look like this, like, and you can find pictures like this. So I immediately looked at the back and it's like, wait a minute. It's got the old, like the old back. It's got the old hanger. This here, you can tell it's not new. You know what I mean? So I got even more excited. So I had to grab this. Now, it's an oil painting. It's an oil painting. I don't see any signatures or anything, but I absolutely love this thing. $4.99. I couldn't believe it. If you know anything about it, it is. Oh my gosh, it is. Let me see if I can show you. If you can with the light, you can, I don't know if that's gonna help. If you guys know anything about this, please tell me. Do you guys watch Antique Roadshow? Now I'm going off on a side tangent. I never, sometimes I'll catch it. We just don't watch a lot of TV. The main TV we watch in our house are like sports, football, basketball, especially the basketball season. I love to watch basketball. But anyway, so sometimes I will catch the Antique Roadshow. I think it's on PBS. It is just so fun when somebody's like, well, I found this at a garage sale for $2.99 and then it's worth like thousands of dollars. It's just amazing. But it also kind of teaches you about different things and what to look for. So that's why I really like to watch it, just because it just teaches you just about different things. The Google app is great. But, you know, sometimes I just like to learn more about, you know, like, and sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, I've seen those things out and about or whatever, and I never knew what they were. So it's just kind of fun to watch. But anyway, if anybody knows anything about this, I was super excited to get this and find this for $4.99. This was also at Salvation Army. Okay, and then this last thing, it's kind of random, but this is just how my brain works. And when I'm so can you see, it's kind of got a little whitewash on it. It's just a board. There's like a little lip here. So when I was looking for the price, $4.99, I saw it this way. I'm like, oh my gosh, you could totally paint this inside and make this a little chalkboard. This could probably hold a piece of chalk. It's just perfect for that, right? But you could make a sign with this. You could do kind of like make a door wreath with this. Does that make sense? Like you could add something to this and then hang this on the door. You could use this just as like a flat lay decorative piece. You could use it on the back of a shelf. It's not a cutting board. So there's just so many things you can do with it. And again, $4.99. So it's already kind of got the whitewash look to it. It was a good price for me. Matt can obviously cut a piece of wood like this, but if you've been, right now we are flipping our latest house, and if you've been to, you know, like the home improvement stores and seen, like wood is not cheap. So something like this, I mean, it would probably cost more than $5 because it's a really, really good size. So I grabbed this as well. I like to grab pieces like this, and I mean, kind of like this. I have a use for this because I have a project deadline coming up, but things like this that are inexpensive and that I have on hand, I don't want to hoard a bunch of things, but just things that I can have on hand when an idea strikes. The worst thing is when you're like, oh my gosh, I have a great idea, and then you don't have supplies. So I encourage you, when you're thrifting, estate sales, yard sales especially, when you find things that you're like, okay, this is really cool, I don't know what I do with it yet, or I could do lots of things with this. When an idea strikes, pick those things up and just kind of have a little closet or a little whatever. I'm not saying hoard a bunch of things, but just those things so that when an idea comes up, you can get to it. You can start your project right away. So I love finding pieces like this. So that's it. That's all I have for today. I was kind of excited. I found this all in one day. I have not been thrifting as much because we are in the middle of a flip house and that's taking all of our time and effort. So, but to go on one day, and I went to 2 stores. I just went to 2 stores and I found these throughout the different stores. So as always, when I share my thrift hauls, I love to hear what your favorite find is. I think mine this time is the oil painting, just because like, so cool. And for $4.99, I could not pass it up. So please let me know what your favorite item is that I picked up in this haul. And until next time, I will talk to you very soon.